What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained, guys? This is not a drill. We have just seen another down to the wire game 3 matchup. And this time, the defending champs are done. They're packing their bags. They're going to New York. And then they're going to go on vacation somewhere. Because the season's over. The team that was supposed to repeat. The team that had former MVPs on it. The team that brought in a MVP quality player. A team that brought in a elite point guard for this season. A team that is better than this. A team that underperformed all season. And when it mattered the most, what did they do? Underperform. Down goes the New York Liberty. Down goes the Liberty. In comes the Phoenix Mercury. OMG. 79-73. Let me call Mama. And get her thoughts. Because what? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? You want games of consequence? You want entertaining stuff? That's what this game was. AT was like, stop sleeping on me. Stop sleeping on me. I'm going to get a triple-double and I'm going to score 20 points. Now what? Now what you going to say? Team no showed us. Wild, man. Wild. I'm so shocked. I can't believe it. Let's see what Mama got to say. Let's see what she got to say.
What a game.
Mama, I thought you would be screaming right now.
I'm exhausted. I'm trying to conserve some energy. I was like, this game was like the rest of them have been all week, except I felt like it was a little bit more exciting. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when AT got that triple-double, I was like, come on, girl! It was, your sister was down here screaming, come on, girl! So I know she's going to be the player of the game. This was awesome. I tell you, I thought that Phoenix was going to lose because the first quarter they were playing good, and then they had the lead, and then they kind of like laid back a little bit and allowed the Liberty to get back in.
Yeah, and we saw Sabrina and Stewie play very well, especially in that in that second quarter. And it did seem like, maybe the New York Liberty got it. And Mama, what did I tell you before the game started? You asked me who was going to win the game, and I told you that the New York Liberty was going to win, and they were going to win by like 10 points or something like that. That's what I told you before the game started. And look how wrong I was, Mama.
But I'll tell you why, though. You always said, if JJ don't get a double-double, they lose.
Mama, can we before we talk about all of the stuff the Phoenix did, can we just talk about how
Stewie.
Embarrassing of a game this was for the New York Liberty? Mama, the New York Liberty, they won a championship last year, right? This is a team that has Brianna Stewart, one of the best players in the world. People continue to sing her accolades because she's a great player, right? You have Jonquel Jones, former finals MVP or something like that, like really, really good, or I'm sorry, not finals MVP, like regular season MVP. Anyway, elite player, very, very good. She has had a really good career overall. You have Sabrina Ionescu, who a lot of people are really trying to crown as like this elite sort of first team all WNBA type of player. You bring in Emma Mieseman, the Belgium killer, who has been dominating overseas and has had a great 2025 in terms of winning international championships up the wazoo. You have a quote unquote elite coach in Sandy Brondello. And
don't forget the point guard.
And you bring in Natasha Cloud, who is way more athletic, way more defensively sound than you had last year.
Right.
And the conventional wisdom says, oh, New York Liberty's making it to the finals, and maybe they even win. But, mama, this was a great game for Brianna Stewart, who gave it all she had. Brianna Stewart, she gave it all she had.
If I was on the Liberty, I would have won this just for Brianna because she came out playing hurt and still played better than anybody on the team.
Mm-hmm.
If I was the team, I would have said, let's win this for Brianna.
Yep.
Because she's playing hurt and she's doing all this. Let's just push it a little bit more so we can win. Sabrina didn't come alive until the second half.
Well, in the second quarter, she got it.
Yeah, the second half of the game is when she came alive. JJ never really came alive.
Mama, I just gotta say this: Jonquel Jones was the softest player on the court. She was so soft. I was like, man, you need to be in those, I think it's like Cottonelle or whatever, those commercials of the tissue paper and the bears. Jonquel Jones needs to be on that because those commercials are all about the soft tissue and blah blah blah. But mama, she was so soft. I was like, you need to join one of them commercials. Cause you were so soft. She was getting punked left and right by AT in this game. Yeah. She got punked off of rebounds left and right. And there were some times where like she was right there. I think it might have been Ka who snatched the rebound, and she was in between Jonquel Jones and somebody else, and she got the rebound. Yeah. Keena says Charmin soft. Yes, that's what Jonquel Jones was today. She was so soft, and I'm just like, Jonquel, what are you doing? This is your time.
Norm, this is what the crazy thing is. That's not her norm. She's normally aggressive, especially at the rim.
She was so soft. Soft.
I was like, when AT just kind of almost ran her over, I was like, woo.
Mama, I don't know if you peeped this. But remember, Jonquel Jones, Alyssa Thomas, and DeWanna Bonner were teammates, right? Back in Connecticut. And all three of them was really they had some edge to them in this game. Like them two, AT and Jonquel was going after it, and just about every time, mama, AT got the best end of it. Even to the point where Jonquel, what was it in the second or third? I can't even remember. But Jonquel Jones, I think she was called for. I think she thought she got fat. I don't know. Anyway, Jonquel Jones was on the ground, and you remember she was throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, she was. I saw that, and I was like,
Jonquel literally threw a tantrum on the floor, and I'm just like, oh my! To me, that was the beginning of the end for the New York Liberty in this game. How in the world you are as big as everybody? You are bigger than everybody on the court.
Yep.
The biggest thing out there, playing soft and complaining. You are 6'6". Come on, Jonquel.
Do you think she may have been injured or something?
Well, she has been dealing with the injury. Yes. However, I don't think you should get outplayed that bad. But yeah, she has been dealing with she had dealt with the injury this season. Yes.
The reason I asked because I've never seen her play that bad. Even the first game, I think she only had 7 points. She played better in that game than she did tonight. So I just didn't understand. I think did she make 1 3-pointer? I'm trying to remember tonight. And I was like, you're supposed to go at it. You see your team is fighting for this win to move on to the semifinals. You're supposed to raise yourself up to that challenge because you got it in you. We've seen you play like a monster. We've seen you do that where nobody can stop you. And in a game where you need to win, you don't rise to the occasion and you let your team lose the way they did. I could not understand it.
It was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. She scores 3 points in today's game, has 5 fouls, gets a tech for that tantrum.
She got 3 points.
3 points.
I tell you,
she was such a liability, and she had that a really good look for a 3 as time was winding down, and she missed it. 0 for 5 from the 3 today. She didn't even hit a 3.
I know Stewie is burned up.
Mama, Stewie better go in that locker room and be like,
let him have it.
And let him have it. And then in her exit interview, not the one with the media, but in her exit interview with the front office and whatnot, she needs to be like, hey, a lot needs to change here. Ain't no way. I am injured. I just hurt myself. And I outplay every single player on this team.
Yep.
And Jonquel Jones, my starting center, gives me 3 points. Throws a tantrum and has 5 fouls in this game. Honestly, if I'm Stewie, I am hot and I am letting my team have it because that is embarrassing. For the defending champs to get embarrassed at home.
No, they're not at home.
No, in game 2. They got embarrassed at home. Mm-hmm. Phoenix took their heart at home in game 2. Mm-hmm. And then you go to game 3, and pre-game you said, oh, we disappointed the fans. We going to play better and yada, yada, yada. That was very disappointing in game 2, but we ready to play. We gonna show up, and we going to do all this stuff. And the only person that showed up was Brianna Stewart. And then Sabrina checked in a little bit, and then she checked out, and then checked back in. Like that's basically what this was. And I just I find it wild. I find it wild. And the player that you got that was supposed to help bring you over the hump was Emma Meeseman. Mama, Emma Meeseman played like straight garbage today.
I know. I couldn't believe it either.
But she has been all series, and for a good amount of this season, it's clear that when Emma Meeseman made the decision to go to New York, Cheryl Reeve said that she chose the wrong team. Clearly, Emma Meeseman chose the wrong team. On the New York Liberty, she looks slower and older. Mm-hmm. And yes. Emma Meeseman is not a fast player. She's always been kind of slow. However, it works. But on the Liberty, it just makes it look worse. It just makes it look worse.
I was just surprised though because they all know that this was now or never. And so why the extra did never come? I didn't understand it. Especially when you really had the chance to actually win the game. You had a chance to win the game. It was 1 minute and 15 seconds left. I think they were up by 6, I think, at that point. And then they cut it to 3. And then Phoenix scored again and brought it back up to 6. My point is, Liberty had an opportunity to cut it to 3 and go beyond and get the win. I just don't understand why they did not rise to the occasion. You've been here before. You know what playoff is. You know what type of arena you came into. You know it's a hostile arena for you. You knew you had to play to your best. And Stewie just took it. She took the team and put the team on her back. And all y'all had to do was push a little bit harder. That's all they had to do was push just a little bit harder, and they would have won the game. But no. But no, you can't do it. So if I'm Stewie, I'm upset. Now, I'm also upset with the coach again because yes, she brought Solidly in, but she didn't leave it in long. And she brought in why can't I think of her name?
No, no. You thinking about Kennedy Burke?
She brought in Burke, but I'm saying I thought she brought in Solidly too. I'm getting Burke mixed up with Solidly.
Yeah.
So she brought in Burke, and she let it. And Burke, I think, gave her 6. She gave him 6 points. I think it was.
It was 8. Yeah.
It's 8. So why do you bring her back in when you saw that Jonquel Jones could not do anything?
Well, Mama, I think that Sandy Brondello just was holding out faith in Jonquel Jones that she could get it together at the last second. But yeah, it's just a thing. So yes, New York.
But she saw that she only gave her 3 points.
I understand that, but it's one of those things where Sandy Brondello gambled and she just lost, whereas the Phoenix Mercury gambled and they won. So we talk about the embarrassment of the New York Liberty, but Mama, the New York Liberty did. There was a reason why they lost. Yes, players didn't step up, right? Yes, Jonquel was cottonelle soft. However, the reason why she was soft and the reason why the the New York Liberty lose is because of the Phoenix Mercury. Guys, what we're trying to do, Michael, I see your comment about why aren't you talking about the Phoenix Mercury? The point was we were trying to talk through in detail one team at a time. So yes, New York played like trash, could have won, didn't. But who won? The Phoenix Mercury. And why did they win? Well, they were the aggressor. They were the aggressor in this game, and they had the better coach. Nate Tibbetts had a fantastic game plan of extreme physicality and 3-point shooting. He brought in Sammy Wickham, who played a lot of minutes, guys.
She certainly did.
Sammy Wickham came off the bench and knocked down some of the biggest shots of the game. Finished the game with 13 points in this one. Was huge. This season, Sammy Wickham has been big for this team all year, and when it mattered the most, Nate Tibbetts knew where to go to.
Yep.
And the player to go to off the bench was Sammy Wickham, and she showed up and showed out. Also, shout out to Kat Westbell. Kat Westbell with a 3-point shot earlier in the game. Her and Jonquel was also battling as well. And I love to see it. But Mama, let's take a quick pause and let's acknowledge some of the awesome super chats. Thank you so much, KB, for the super chat. Says the sad part of this is AT's spectacular triple-double still isn't enough to unseat Asia. Love AT's game. She's just burdened by playing in the age of Asia. And yeah, you're right. AT is amazing. However, AT, as long as Asia's there, won't be the MVP. It's just not happening because AT is phenomenal. But you said it right. This is the era of Asia. And Alyssa Thomas, elite. Chef's kiss on how she played today. It's amazing. But yeah, it's Asia's time, and hey, everybody just gotta recognize.
Can they do a co-MVP like they just
No, Mama, I hope they don't do a co-MVP. I hope, because if they do, first of all, the way the voting is, it's like ranked. So you vote for, I think you vote for you vote for several players. Like, this is my first pick for MVP. This is my second pick for MVP. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you do that. So it's a lot harder to get a co-MVP, I think. Okay. But if that happened, if the math worked where that happened, that would be horrible. Like, I think the fan bases would riot. It would be insane if it is a co-MVP. We'll see though.
But they just did a co-defensive
because for defensive player of the year, they only vote for one person.
Oh.
And so it's still rare, but I think it's more likely that could happen as a tie because you're only voting for one player. Whereas for MVP, it's you're ranking people. But we got another super chat. Thank you so much, Francel, for the super chat. Says JJ failed the libs, needed more from Cloud, too passive. Stewie left her heart on the floor. She deserved the W, but I'm glad she gets to rest and recover. AT makes history. Phoenix/Lynx will be competitive. It will be very, very competitive. I'm looking forward to it, but I gotta say, Mama, I think the WNBA is probably upset that the script was not in place for today for the game. The New York Liberty was supposed, Mama. The New York Liberty was supposed to win, so it could have been a rematch of the finals, but no.
I know that's what they wanted, but it's based on how you play. It's not what nobody's entitled to this. You have to work for this.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you've done all year during the season, this is a different day. This is the playoffs. You have to work to win. Look, we see that Indiana is a pure example of that. Of their hard work is gotten them where they are. So you can't say, oh, my record or what I did last year. It got nothing to do with what you're doing today.
Mm-hmm.
You got to play the game, and you got to rise to the level that's coming against you. You knew you were coming into an arena that really would push for AT to do her thing, and she don't have no problem pushing. AT don't have no problem pushing. There was one play where she almost knocked JJ down. I was like, whoa! That's a powerful woman. You hear me?
A locomotive.
That's a powerful, physical woman. She's like a freight train coming at you. Okay?
Choo-choo.
It's like, you can't stop her. And so their game plan needed to be different to combat AT, because AT was on fire.
She sure was.
She was on fire tonight, and she got all her teammates involved. And now I would say that Copper did not do what I expected her to do tonight. I expected her to do more than what she did.
But that last with what was it? With 30 seconds left to go, she showed up when it mattered the most. It was like it. But Mama, I just want to talk about this play real quick because DeWanna Bonner was calling for the basketball on that play. DeWanna had Sabrina Ionescu on her. And Copper decided to put her head down, go between Brianna Stewart and Natasha Cloud. Satu Sabali was wide open on the opposite 3-point line. Copper just put her head down, got to the rim, threw something up, and Mama, I couldn't believe it went in. I was like, oh my goodness. Because at that point, it was a 3-point game. It was a 3-point game.
You've seen that, but you've seen that play how many
times? We have. However, Copper got cold. Copper, she was doing good earlier in the game, but she was cold at that point. Yeah. Like she was not on fire. And I was surprised that she, of course, we know Copper can do that, but I was surprised that she made that move because I thought she was going to get it to DeWanna. Then I was like, oh, no, there's Sabali wide open. And I thought she was going to give it to her, but no. Copper takes it like the star she is and puts her head down, goes through 2 defenders, make the bucket, up 5. And that was kind of like the sort of second nail in the coffin for the New York Liberty.
Yes, and I will have to say that the coach, I love the fact he called 2 timeouts. The first one, I think, was in like the 4 minutes, and I think the other one they were like in 2 minutes. He called the timeout to regroup them, and then they had 2 seconds on the shot clock, and DeWanna made the basket. I was like, ah! I was like, oh my goodness, she made it.
Situational awareness.
Yes. he did a great job grouping. Every time he felt that he needed to regroup them, he called that time out and regrouped them, and they came in and they made a play. So he used his time out wisely, and I really think that made a difference down the stretch for them. Yep. Even though AT was doing her thing, everybody else had to do their thing as well in order for them to win. So it was a group effort, but of course AT is the star of the game today, for sure. Yeah. Another triple-double, and she wins the game going into the semifinals. How much better could it be for her?
It truly, Mama, it truly is amazing. Like I love to see, AT play at an elite level. I think she truly is such an amazing player. Satu Sabali, who has had bits and spurts of like amazing play and then disappearing. She was huge throughout the entirety of this game. Yes. Not just the 4 3-pointers that she hit, right? Especially in that first half when she was knocking them down. Not just the fact that she was rebounding the basketball, but also, in my opinion, she was a better. Yes, she was fouling Breanna Stewart towards the end of the game quite a bit, but overall, I thought Satu played some pretty good defense today as well. The entire Phoenix Mercury team, when you have a player like Alyssa Thomas on your team, you don't have a choice but to be good defensively. Like, Alyssa Thomas is not going to allow one of her teams to be a terrible defensive team. Like, she just is not going to allow it. And everybody from AT to Natasha Mack, who, Mama, Natasha Mack finishes the game with 0 points. But Mama, Natasha Mack is an amazing player for the Phoenix Mercury. Like, yes. She is just such a defensively solid player. You're not really going to score on Natasha Mack. And there were times in this game where I was basically screaming at the TV. I'm like, Nate Tibbetts, take out DeWanna Bonner, put back in Natasha Mack. Because did you see there were several plays in a row where Breanna Stewart was doing what Satu Sabali did in game 2 against her. Right. She went after DeWanna, and DeWanna had nothing to do. Like, she just couldn't. Like, and then she fouled her. Yeah. Yep. I thought he was gonna take her out because it was 2 plays directly in a row. That Breanna she knew what she was doing. She was going right for the glass. And she's like, I'm going right at it. But he knew what he's doing in a sense because DeWanna could give him offense, and I think that's why he kept and she spreads the floor. And like Natasha Mack is not gonna really score. She can, but not. I mean, you don't have Natasha Mack in the starter lineup because of her scoring, right? She is a defensive player, and she's a player that can muck it up, get some rebounds, get some tips, and all that good stuff. And I thought, yes, even though Natasha Mack scored 0 points today, I thought she gave some really good minutes. Personally, I think she gave really good minutes for this team and is a huge factor into why they won. Yes, she doesn't score, but you don't always need to score to make an impact. I thought she made a big impact. I thought Monica Cole-McConney played some really good minutes as well. DeWanna Bonner with that sort of late bucket that she hit was huge in this one. She was getting very she was getting really into it. Her and Jonquel Jones was they were going after it, and I just found it hilarious. The 2 former teammates was like going after it like that. Sammy Whitcomb played fantastic. Kat Westbell gave some really good minutes. Overall, the Phoenix Mercury show up and show out. They play a complete game from the bench to the court. They had the better coach, even though Nate Tibbetts is way less tenured than Sandy Brondello. They had the better coach. They had the better game plan. They had the better 5 on the floor during the game. And they end up getting the win because they were better. In terms of individual talent, personally, Mama, I don't think Phoenix is a better team than New York. I don't.
They're not.
I don't. They're not. But they showed up.
But if you play like it.
Yep, they played like it.
You play like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You have the confidence that you can win and beat this team, even though they were the champs last year. You know, you still showed up and gave it all you got. And I still would say, though, Brianna Stewart, she amazed me tonight.
She did.
I was like,
yeah.
Because I saw what she did the other night, and I knew she was hurt, and I was like, she's not going to play. And then when I saw her in the court, I was like, they got her in the starting lineup. I did see that big old brace
the
that
knee,
she had
knee brace
on the
thing.
knee.
Yeah.
So this woman came in to give it all she had, and her team just did not show up for her, unfortunately. But the better team won tonight. So we got the Phoenix Mercury against the Minnesota Lynx.
And speaking of that, we got another super chat. Thank you so much, KB, for the super chat. Says the difference between Phoenix and Minnesota is that the Mercury took the Libs' heart with that road stomping in New York. They finished the job, unlike the Lynx last season. Shots fired. I love it, KB. I love it.
Okay.
KB also gave another super chat. Says expecting an Aces/Lynx final. Phoenix/Vegas is probable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you this: if Phoenix makes it all the way to the finals, wow, that would be amazing. Now, can they do it? Absolutely, but Minnesota is a whole nother juggernaut that they about to go against, and that'll be very, very, very interesting to see. Mama, on Sunday, we gonna be recapping that as well. The first game of the semis, and I tell you, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see possibly 5 games, which it probably will go to all 5 of Phoenix versus Minnesota. I can't wait for that. But anyway, we got another super chat. Thank you so much, Albert, for the super chat. Says loyalty was Sandy Brondello's downfall tonight because she chose not to bring Niara Sabally into the game. She also had the option of Isabel Harrison, who has been performing well all year. Well, Albert, I gotta say, coaching was a huge reason. Coaching was a significant reason as to why the New York Liberty lose. Because I would have liked to see Niara Sabally out there. I would have liked to see what she can do, because Niara Sabally is someone who, yes, she's not her sister, but she can be very, very active down low. She can give you really good minutes. And here's the kicker, Mama. Jonquel Jones was trash tonight. She was soft. And so instead of saying, Jonquel, we're taking you out for a significant time, and Niara Sabally come in this game, Isabel Harrison come in this game, and just give us energy. Yeah, because JJ was soft and she was lethargic. Except for when she was fouling and complaining to the refs. It would have been nice. It would have been nice to put somebody like a Niara or Izzy in. Now, yes, is JJ way better than those 2 players? Absolutely. But if you're not showing up, you're not showing up. At some point, you gotta do something a little bit different. Try something.
Right. If you let her sit on the bench long enough, let her think about it. But if you make her think that she's gonna come back in, then she ain't got to think about too much. She's like, okay, I'm just going to wait. You just going to let me sit for a minute, and I'm going back in. But if you let her sit for a significant amount of time and let the other players come in for even 2 to 3 minutes just to see what they can do, and then maybe switch them out and put somebody else in if they're not doing anything. But you had to try something. This was your last shot to move on to the semis. So you don't have another game to go to.
Yeah.
This is now or never. And that's to me, that's the position she should have put herself in, and she should have said, okay, JJ, I know you my star player, but you're not performing right now. So I need you to sit. Just sit. Get yourself together. I don't know what else you need. What do I need to do? Do you know to get some water? Do you need some food? What is it you need to perform on this court? Because you're not performing. That's what she should have said to her at halftime.
Yeah. I would have loved to see something. Izzy, Niara, something that tells us that you had a plan B, Sandy Brunello, because it seemed like there was no plan B for the New York Liberty. It was just Breanna Stewart needed to dominate and Sabrina needed to give something. And when Jonquel Jones wasn't giving nothing, it was just like, well, just keep trying with Jonquel. Just keep her in the game. Just keep. And it's like, no, at some point you got to do something different. Try something. I would have loved to see Izzy out there just for a couple minutes. Maybe she can find a way to exploit the Phoenix Mercury. Maybe it'd been better than just keeping Jonquel out there. You know.
Phoenix couldn't do anything. Because after she got hurt,
she got hit hard in the ribs.
Yeah, to me, she should have came back. She should have put Johannes in there.
Oh no.
Why not?
Mama, I gotta say, I like Maureen Johannes. Mm-hmm. Maureen Johannes is one of those players that you put in when all else has failed. I actually think that Leo wasn't bad per se in this game. Now, did she score a lot? No, she only had 3 points, just like Jonquel Jones. But in the first half, I was fine with the amount of minutes that Leonie played. Now, in the second half, especially in that fourth quarter, I would have loved to see Maureen Johannes out there. I would have loved, because to me that's where she shines in like in those types of situations where it's like, okay, well, stuff just ain't working. Come on in here, wizard, and just chuck up threes and let's see what's gonna go. Let's see what's gonna happen. You know.
That's what I mean in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But I said that Phoenix really was hurt. She got hit hard in that rib.
She did.
And she came back and she just stayed in the game and kept the game going. But in the fourth quarter, up to 6 minutes, you see she's not able to really do her norm, pull up 3-pointers or whatever to give you the offense. You got to bring somebody else that you know can, on the fly, give you some offense.
And that could have been Maureen Johannes. And speaking of Maureen Johannes,
we've seen her do it. We've seen her do it a lot.
Yeah, we have. And speaking of her, Itzel with the super chat, thank you so much, says, why do the Liberty abandon Niara Sabally when she was key to them winning the championship last year? She sure was.
Yeah.
Also, don't you think Johannes should have played? Yes. Mm-hmm. Especially in the fourth, when you just needed a little bit extra. Like when time was kind of winding down and Jonquel Jones shot that 3-point shot. To me, before that sequence even happened, Maureen Johannes should have been in the game for the last several minutes of this, because you needed some buckets. Now, yes, is Maureen Johannes kind of a liability on defense? I would say so, but you just needed some scoring. Just put her out there for some scoring. That's what you needed. You needed to switch it up, because Phoenix knew exactly how to defend. The whole game, it wasn't like the New York Liberty was necessarily doing anything different. And I think Maureen Johannes could have mucked it up and maybe could have made some interesting stuff happen. Oh, mama, thank you so much, Mai. We got a big super chat, mama. Thank you so much, Mai, for the super chat. Says, for you and mama to get a tasty treat on your day off tomorrow after all your hard work entertaining us during the late nights and early mornings of the playoffs round 1. Thank you so much, Maya. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support of this channel. Me and Mama have been going. We're like the Energizer Bunny, guys. But I feel like Mama's probably a little bit tired. So really,
I was tonight, but I wasn't too tired to be into the game, though. I watched every single second of it. I did,
and I'm not
missing this.
It was a joy to watch. Like, truly,
yes.
Mama. Your overall thoughts on the Phoenix Mercury and how, not only how good they are, but what is possible for them going forward in the playoffs?
What's possible for them is the sky. They don't have any limits. Mm-hmm. So I think when it comes to Phoenix, AT is the engine that runs them. But when her engine gets running really good, all she needs is some sparks to come behind her. And they can do they can do a whole lot of stuff. When it comes to them against the
Minnesota Lynx.
Minnesota Lynx, it's not going to be so easy for them because Minnesota has shooters on every side. And they have defenders. So it's going to be I think this is going to be a defensive game between these two teams. And I think it's probably going to be a low-scoring game because of that reason. Mm-hmm. But I think Minnesota is going to be able to pull it out in the best of 5.
Yeah, I could see that. I think conventional wisdom, yes, says that the Minnesota Lynx win. However, the thing that is just so great about the Phoenix Mercury, and really about any team that has Alyssa Thomas on it, is that these are teams that can get under your skin defensively. Mm-hmm. To the point where you are just out of your game. Jonquel Jones looked Cottonelle soft because of the Phoenix Mercury. I mean, Mama, where's the lie? Didn't she look Cottonelle soft? Shouldn't she be in the commercial? She is an elite player. Jonquel Jones is great, which is why I'm focusing on the fact that she played so soft, because it just shows how the Phoenix Mercury just took her out of her game. Got her frustrated. Got her in her feels. To the point where...
But I felt she still had time to regroup herself.
Yes, but...
That's the thing that I didn't understand. At halftime was your time to regroup.
But didn't we say this before in the playoffs, though? Emotions...
Yes.
...are going to hurt you. Mm-hmm. If you keep them and they compound and compound and compound during the game.
You can't wear your emotions on your sleeves. Not in this game.
Jonquel Jones knows that in order for her team to win, guaranteed to win, all she needs is a double-double. That's all she needs. Right. And to be 6'6",
yep.
And as elite of a player that she is, you can do it. Now, of course, it's double-doubles, that take a lot of work to do, of course. But you are Jonquel Jones. Like, you are elite.
Yep.
You're not just a random player.
Right.
You're not. You're amazing. You have been amazing. Right?
And Stewie just needed a little bit from her. All she needed was a little bit.
Yeah. Just needed a little bit more. Just needed a little bit more, and then we see what happened, right? Like, remember, last year, Jonquel Jones Finals MVP. Last year. In 2021, wasn't she she was the MVP in 2021. This is someone who, is a top player in the league. But to me, that tantrum that she had took her out of the game.
Yeah. I was surprised to see it. I've never seen her do that. I've never seen her have that tantrum like that. On the floor, hitting the court. I was like, oh, what is this? Yes, that was difficult to see.
Yeah.
But I would say that she probably thought she had been getting fouled throughout the game and they wouldn't call it.
But Mama, she was.
Yeah.
I gotta say, we talk about the refs, and they did do better as the game went on. But Mama, to start, Phoenix was getting away with murder. These refs was allowing Phoenix to foul New York, and then when New York fouled Phoenix, they got a foul call. And that first quarter, to me, was atrocious refereeing.
Yeah,
it was atrocious, in my opinion.
I have to agree. And I think that's where the first frustration came in at.
Which was warranted, but at the same time, you got to keep your head.
Yeah,
But
they did get better.
They did get better. Yeah. As the game went on, I did think that the refs did a better job, but truly, especially to start the game, yeah, it was the refereeing was very lopsided lopsided to benefit the Phoenix Mercury. But as the game got on and continued, especially in the second half, I do think it was a much fairer game in terms of the refereeing.
Because at first I said, "Oh, they're gonna let them play," because I was like, "Oh, they're not calling this, they're not calling that." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, they were letting Phoenix play. New York was getting the foul calls in the first quarter, but again, they did kind of clean it up a little bit as the game went on. But yeah, yes, referees was a factor. Yes, did Jonquel Jones have a reason to be upset? Yes, she did, because she was getting fouled. At certain points in that especially in that first quarter, she was. And were they calling it? No, but at the same time, you cannot control what the refs do. You can't.
That's right.
I feel like we've said this so many times on this channel. You can't control it. All you can control is your effort, and you cannot allow the referees to defeat you. Because when we talk about this game years in the future, we're not talking about, oh, the refs did this and blah, blah. No, we're talking about your performance. We're talking about what you did on the court.
Right.
And you have to keep your emotions in check.
I think the coach is going to have to work on that, even in the semifinals. I think the coach is going to have to work a little bit more on whoever whichever assistant coach works with that player. They may need to get them involved in showing them how to play without letting your emotions get the best of you, or being able to pull them in, reel them in, and say, "Hey, listen, no more of that." Whatever they got to do, they need somebody that is able to reel whatever a player that gets out of sorts in their feelings. They need somebody that is able to reel them back in and say, "Hey, get your mind back on the game."
But you know,
get your head back in it.
You know how that happens? Only if you sit the player for a while. Jonquel needed to sit for. I mean, yeah, she did sit for about, I think, like 6 minutes in this game, but like she needed to sit for longer and just cool off. Watch your teammates play, look and study it, what's happening, and then get on out there and do your stuff. Here's the thing: Jonquel Jones knows how to keep her emotions in check. She is a pro. She's been doing this for a long time, but for some reason, we don't know why, but for some reason today she couldn't do it.
It's a little different for her,
and it cost her team the game.
And sometimes we know that happens, but the stakes were so high today.
Yeah,
that's what. So you didn't have any space for that today. And any other time as a regular season game, that's different. The stakes are too high now, and this was your last opportunity to move on. So, yeah, but I still think there should be somebody on the coach staff that works on that. And I've seen them do it in the regular season game, where if somebody upset, they sit them down, and a coach goes and they sit and talk to them to calm them down. And sometimes they just let them sit for a minute. But I don't know if that happened with Jonquel Jones when she sat. If anybody talked to her. You know what I'm saying? If they try to calm her down, or just say, "Okay, just sit." Sometimes you got to talk to people, remind them what's at stake here.
Yeah.
If you don't get yourself back in this game, we have no way of winning. We need you. You know, you have to let that person know we need you at your best,
Mama,
not in your feelings.
I think the New York Liberty needed Jonquel Jones to survive.
Yeah.
I need you to survive. That's basically like the New York Liberty should have sang that song at the halftime. I won't harm you. Anyway, Tisha says, I have seen that a lot from Jones over the years. Yes, Jonquel Jones is a professional complainer. She is one of the elite complainers in the WNBA. That's what she does, and she has gotten a lot better at that. She's gotten a whole lot better at that. But I don't remember specifically seeing her do kind of what she did today with the whole smacking up the court. And like it really looked like toddlerish. Like it just, like I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that was messed up. Shamika says, I need Mama on the Sky coaching staff. Mama, suit up. Gone.
I don't expect to pay me enough to be involved with that. Because I will be so nice and kind. Okay? I will be nice and kind because if you're going to play the game, let's play the game. If you want you want to suck your thumb and all this nonsense, you need to go somewhere else. See, so they wouldn't be able to handle me as coach because I'm the same way as I was as a mother, raising children.
And she was tough.
I was nothing to play with. I raised 3 children. Back to back, 13 months apart. And I didn't play with none of them. So they don't want me as a coach.
They don't want her. They don't want her.
They don't want me.
She'll be good though.
I'll probably get fired the next day because they'll say you can't talk to them like that. Well, this is what they need. I'm giving them what they need. Isn't that what the coach is supposed to do? So, hey. But I appreciate that confidence.
Oh man. All right. Mama. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny. Road 2 says, I pray for you. You pray for me. Says New York needed to be singing that. Yes. I love you. I need you to survive.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm
sure they going home and they not feeling good. They probably not even talking to each other.
Hey, but they, they didn't show up.
It is what it is. It is what it is. All
It
teams in the
is.
playoffs got to deal with this. Your desire to go home or your desire to play. Which one is stronger?
Mm-hmm.
There's a level that all of them have. There's always a level a higher level that you can go in your profession. And depending on how high the stakes are, you can go higher. Mm-hmm. And I just think this would be a lesson for any WNBA player that's watching these playoffs, even in the first round, and of course, the second round is starting Sunday. It should be a lesson to them all of what you can accomplish and what mistakes are being made that keep you from accomplishing what you desire. There are a lot of mistakes being made that can be prevented. And hopefully they'll learn from these playoffs, watching these different teams play, even though they're not in the playoffs. I hope these other team members and other teams are actually watching the games just like we are, and understanding what's going on and learn from them. So what? You're not in the playoffs. You need to be watching to see what's going on. You need to see how it's being done or not being done as an outsider looking in. You need to be learning something. It's off season for you, but if you're not learning anything from these level of playoffs, you're missing a great opportunity. Some of them should go to some of the games. You're a WNBA player. You ain't doing nothing. Go to the games.
Yeah.
Go to the games.
I think the lesson, Mama, in this playoff so far, the lesson that every player who's playing in the playoffs, every player who's watching, is you need to have mental fortitude. That's the name of the game for the playoffs. Mental fortitude. Because we've seen small little mistakes, frustrations here and there, ultimately cost teams the win. Mental fortitude. That's the name of the game. And if you don't have that, you're not going to go far in the playoffs. You're just not. Right. Yes, you could be very talented. But if you don't have that mental fortitude, you don't have that grit to be able to deal with whatever the refs are doing, whatever they're calling or not calling, to deal with the refs and the fans and whatever they're saying or not saying.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't deal with that and still keep your eye on the prize of executing on both offense and defense, you're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Mental fortitude. To me, that's the phrase of the playoffs so far. And So anything else, Mama, you want to say about this game, about the playoffs so far? Any overall thoughts before we wrap it up?
I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the ride and looking forward to what's going to happen Sunday. I think we talked a lot about all these things that has happened and those that are disappointed and why they're disappointed, and those that are so happy tonight, but they know they got another challenge ahead of them. I think it's just going to be great Sunday. Do we have 2 games Sunday?
Yep.
Okay,
but luckily they're earlier, Mama. I'm so happy they're
thank
earlier.
Goodness, what time?
They're earlier. I think it's like 2 and 4. I think. Let me double check. But I think it's 2 and 4.
I'm so happy for that. We don't have to stay up all night.
Get a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm. But no, I don't have anything else to say.
All right, guys. Well, that is the stream. Thank y'all so much for joining me and Mama as we talk through the game. Thank you so much to everybody who gave a super chat. Really appreciate your support of the channel. It truly, truly means a whole lot. Guys, we'll be back on Sunday for another live stream after the game. After the games that happen Sunday. And tomorrow, I need to sleep. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually sleep for hopefully 7 hours. That'd be very nice. It'd be a very nice treat. Very, very nice treat for this week for me. And Mama got to get some sleep too, because come Sunday, we about to be at it again. Mm-hmm. Fired up and ready to go.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you as always, Mama. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, babe.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. That was basically an hour of me and Mama talking about this game. So hopefully we walk through everything. Albert says Benigni Hamilton will be back. You can send Emma packing. I gotta say, if Benigni Hamilton was playing, I don't think this loss would have happened. I just gotta say that. But Benigni Hamilton was a bigger piece than some people want to admit for this New York Liberty team. I just gotta say that. She was a bigger piece than some people want to admit. And her not being here costs the team. Lorenzo says, who are your picks? Right now, it's the Minnesota Lynx. And it's the Las Vegas Aces. That's who I got. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And as always, I want chaos. So, yeah, sure. If the Indiana Fever can get that upset, it'd be fantastic. If the Phoenix Mercury can get that upset, that'd be fantastic. If we had Phoenix versus Indiana in the finals, that'd be crazy. But also fantastic because I love the upsets. I love the underdogs. Let's go chaos. Truly, I can care less who wins. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I just want to see awesome hoops. I want to see big buckets. I want to see games of consequence. And if we can see the underdog win, that'd be pretty nice. Now, I think it's Lynx versus Aces. I don't even know if it takes 5 games, to be honest with you. It's in 3 or 4. Minnesota and Aces. But conventional wisdom has been wrong. And if I'm wrong, I would love to be wrong. I would love it. Because upsets are amazing. Just gotta say. All right. With that, guys, I'm gonna go home. I'm already home. I'm gonna go to sleep. because clearly I can't think anymore. All right, y'all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. Let me know y'all like this. Let me know y'all appreciate this by hitting that like, hitting that subscribe. You know, super chats are greatly, greatly appreciated. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. Gives an extra incentive to kind of continue to do this. And also, it really does help financially as well. Maybe, at some point, probably in 2 years or so. But at some point, this could be a real full-time thing. But for right now, it's not. But your super chats and your support is able to help me get awesome gear like the webcam that Mama's getting, that she's going to be able to use for these live streams come Sunday. Because on Sunday you will actually see Mama and not just hear Mama. All right, that's it. That's all I got to say. Y'all have a good one. Get a good night's sleep. Rest well. And I will see y'all back again here on Sunday. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.